Hey, Magic fans, and welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on Captain Clyde's MTG. Excuse me as I clear my throat. Just hit up Taco Bell. A beautiful day. Anyway, ban incoming. That's right, ban and restricted announcements actually did something today. Unfortunately, it's only for Legacy. What we have going on is we have Expressive Iteration is banned in Legacy, along with White Plumed Adventurer. So, a little bit of background on that. Expressive Iteration has been a powerhouse ever since it came out. For a blue and a red sorcery, you look at the top three cards, put one of them in your hand, exile one on the bottom of your library. It's basically a draw/draw discard for 2 mana. Excuse me, let me get something to drink. That was actually too good for standard, which meant it was way too good for limited and legacy. Because in Izzet Delver, this thing is the bomb. And really drove that archetype through the roof. Next, White Plumed Adventurer. In case you didn't know, is the reason, let me scroll down a little bit so you can see the whole card, is the reason why initiative decks suddenly took over Legacy. That's right. We're talking a mono white initiative decks that was laying this thing on turn one and then just wrecking house with the ability of the dungeon. And which dungeon is that, you may say? Well, let me pull it out here real quick. It's Dungeon of the Undercity. The first one is Secret Entrance. Search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand. So nothing wrong with getting a free land search, right? Just for 3 mana and a 3/3 on the battlefield. Seems okay. Yeah, anyway. Then you get a choice. You can either scry 2 or put 2+1/+1 counters on target creature. Ba-dum-bum. Next, you can from either side, you can go to creature to attack, which no one cares about. Or if you've scryed 2, you can then go to your stash to make a treasure token, more ramp. Or trap, target player loses 5 life. You're doing this about every time. And then once you're on that side, you have archives, which then let you draw a card. And then Throne of the Dead 3, reveal the top 10 cards of your library, put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield with 3+1/+1 counters on it. It gains hexproof till your next turn, and shuffle. If you go the other side, after stash, you get Catacombs. Create a 4/1 black skeleton creature token with menace. That's also good. So, like, this thing is wrecking house in Legacy, and it was probably only a matter of time before this went the way of the dodo. Is the dodo still extinct? Did we find it? We found a dodo. We didn't find a dodo. We don't know what a dodo is. It's a bird. No, chicken. Bird. Anyway, so here's what they have to say about it. Since the last update, Legacy metagame has evolved such that 2 major archetypes combine the largest portion of the field. Their combined percentage approach of 30% of the field in some circles of competitive play. I find it weird that it's 30% in Legacy, but it has to be like 50% in Standard. I mean, maybe I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was the last time I checked. Beat me up in the comment section down below. Anyway, so it talks about Izzet Delver being popular for Legacy, always has been. And it talks about picking up some great things like the Dragon Rage Chandler. Amazing card, not going to lie. Murktide Regent. Thing is house. And then it talks about the Expressive Iteration. Now, while we acknowledge and agree that many Legacy players who enjoy the play patterns of Izzet Delver, excuse me, little burp there action, similar archetypes, our data indicates a need to take a win rate and popularity of the deck down a notch to allow more metagame diversity and innovation. Our choice to ban Expressive Iteration. As the card quality and quantity it provides allows Izzet Delver to easily adapt and stay on top of any changes in the metagame, which is true. This is a 3-card deep. I mean, this is almost Ancestral Recall for one more. You pay 1 more mana with a little bit of a drawback, but not really, because the card you always exile is going to be a land, and that's the land you play that turn. So you're basically getting 2 cards out of your deck for 2 mana. It's just insane. You pick them out of 3 cards. It's, yeah, just nuts. Regent, yes, this can be a powerhouse. But on the flip side of this, it doesn't matter how big you make this thing, it still dies to a removal spell. Now, you can't obviously bolt it, and you can't fatal push it, but there are plenty of ways to deal with this thing. And this thing just dies to everything. Lightning bolt, fatal push, you name it. Still a powerhouse, not gonna lie. So I think the Expressive Iteration ban here is probably the best thing to do. It talks about strong cards and all that other stuff. Then it talks down here about White Plume. So since the release of Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate, too soon? Oh, look at the thumbs down button. Wow, that was quick. This is for technical research, guys. Don't go nowhere. Anyway, the initiative mechanic has led to a large impact on the legacy format, continues to rise in popularity. Second most popular deck uses fast mana to power out the initiative creature, this guy, gaining an early advantage that is difficult to recover from. No kidding. To reduce the consistency and speed in this gameplay pattern, we're choosing to ban the efficient 3 mana incentive creature. Now, there's something I never thought I'd hear in Legacy. The efficient 3 mana creature. How far we have fallen. Anyway, according to our data, these two decks holding each other in check as well as stymieing additional metagame movement. Therefore, we're choosing to impact both decks together. Well, that's awful nice of them. Let's just screw everybody instead of just one person. Nice change from the normal. Screw one person. Anyway, I'm kidding. They screw everybody. So, and then standard here, we talk about how they banned Meat Hut Massacre to reduce the black deck power level. This is fair considering that it was strong to begin with, and then Brothers War came out with Shieldred and God knows all the other cards. This is just ridiculous. And Meat Hut Massacre is way too good for what it does. If you don't know what it is, there's a good picture of it. It is the Wrath to beat all Wraths. Believe me, when this thing was legal and standard, I played 4 of it. It is that good. If you're playing black when this was legal, you're playing this. If you wasn't, you need to rethink your life choices because they were poor. Anyway, Pioneer, they apparently don't care about. Talked about gameplay. 20% of the field was unique archetypes. I get that, but I think the combo in Pioneer, even by looking at the Pro Tour, is a bit on the sketchy side. I think we'll probably get that revisited later. Modern, the last update, continues to be a healthy spot. Variable archetypes, metagames. Isn't Murktide is currently the most popular archetype? Oh, did they say Murktide? Didn't they mean to say Delver? It's almost the same deck, just a little bit worse with the cards. Just saying. So, and then in Vintage, it talks about, what is this? Hollow Vine. Hollow One. Hollow Vine? Now I'm wondering which one they really meant. Pretty sure they probably mean Hollow One. And then Paradoxical Outcome. If you guys didn't know what this is, or weren't around when this was a big thing. For 4 mana, you pick up a number of permanents, draw that many cards. So you just play a bunch of permanents that cost like 1 or 0 to lay, and most of them are rocks. And you just poop your hand on turn 2. So you have like 5 permanents. You cast this, draw 5 cards, repeat process. Not going to lie, it's pretty disgusting. So it talks about Mono White Initiative also making a mark in Vintage. But the data shows this as additive to the usual metagame pillars rather than a win rate outlier. See, that says a lot when you could put a deck like Initiative into Vintage and it holds its own against these decks that do absurd things. For example, like I talked about with Outcome and Hollow Vine. Because remember, there's things you can do to like just discard your hand, and if you get enough of these in your hand, you're making 4/4s on turn 1. It's just insane. Unless they mean Vengevine, no. So here's the thing. I think they mean the Vengevine Hollow One deck, which is both these things. So you can literally put like 15 to 20 power worth of creatures on the battlefield by turn 2 or 3. It's just ridiculous. The Vintage metagames tend to evolve at a slower rate due to sparser opportunities for competitive play. Well, they could fix that by actually holding some tournaments. Would love to go play some. Anyway, so we'll be watching as things unfold, but we're hearing mostly positive things from Vintage fans, so we have no changes at this time. So there you go. The apparently most egregious people, or most egregious cards to take the shellacking this time is Expressive Iteration, duly noted, no argument. White Plume Adventurer, which I can only laugh about because they didn't put this in Standard. If this was in Standard, my God, it'd been Oko all over again. I mean, there was already a good dungeon deck, but this thing in Standard with the extra dungeon, that was, whew, oh boy, yeah, would have been badonkers. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, coming up soon, I should be any day now, it should be mail time for my complete edition bundles to come in and me start opening box opening series. In the meantime, I got some more draft coming up for you. So check those out. And then we'll move on to the complete edition bundles. And stay tuned for more fun as we start talking about Gen Con, Commander Masters, and everything Magic and game related. And don't forget, comments down below. If you want to help support the channel, check out links in the description. Until next time, be kind. And as always, hope to see you across from the game table. Playa. Gonna go get me some cards.